Our final inductee from the class of 1996, Jason Vessely. Jason was a member of the Big Blue basketball team, coached by fellow Hall of Famer head coach John Smith. He served as a 3-year... That flash is bright. I'm telling you, all night, every time I look up, bam! It's like things you think you'll never say in life. Now I know how Kim Kardashian feels, right? All right, he served as a... I look just like her. Thank you. He's standing behind me, I'll have you know, so... He served as a 3-year starter for the team, earning the title of team captain his senior season. Jason was the leading Big Blue scorer both his junior and senior seasons. His accomplishments on the court helped him earn all GMC honors 3 times, all district honors 3 times, as well as all state honorable mention his senior season. Jason was also selected as a member of the Cincinnati Enquirer's all-decade team of the 1990s. Jason is currently second on the Big Blue scoring list for most three-pointers in a game with 8, third on the most three-point baskets in a season list with 59, and fifth on the three-point baskets made in a career list with 109. He currently ranks 11th overall in Hamilton High School scoring history with 721 points. Jason resides in Mason with his wife Heather and their 2 children, Elijah and Sophie. Jason works as an inventory supervisor. Ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 1996, Jason Vessely.
Congratulations. Well, I guess the good thing with going last is you get to hear all the great stories and see all the great people, and there's phenomenal athletes in this class. It's been a real honor playing at Hamilton High School. It was probably the 3 best years of my life. I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. And of course, you know, when you have that, you know, you're also surrounded by good people. First, I would like to congratulate the Hall of Fame class. They're great numbers, great people. I also want to thank the Hamilton High School organization and the committee. You guys put on a great show this weekend, and it makes me real proud to be a part of something like this. So thank you very much. I want to thank Coach John Smith. I'm going to leave my stories alone with him. I don't think I really want to touch a lot of Coach Smith's stories that already haven't probably been said already. But thanks, Coach. You were a wonderful inspiration. You helped me out. You believed in me when I was coming in from being a freshman and going into a sophomore, and gave me a chance. And for you, I'm very thankful for. So thank you very much, Coach Smith. I also like to thank Coach Larry Allen. He was part of the staff when I came over from Wilson Junior High School. Got to work with Larry quite a bit. And I was also here, a former player that got a chance to drive up from Tennessee, Jeff McFarland. Unfortunately, he was stuck playing for Lakota for a few years, and finally got smart and came over to Big Blue. So we're thank you for that. Also, too, I'd like to give a thanks to my mom and my dad, Carol and Tom Vessely. My mom, she was with me for every game, drove everywhere, made it to all the games. Never missed a minute of my playing, no matter if it was at Hamilton or all the AAU games I was in and playing up at the 5-star camp. She made it to everything. My dad, I'll come back to him in a second. I got a funny story on him. I also want to thank my beautiful wife. We've been together for 10 years. When we first met and got together, she didn't know much about sports, so I was kind of like, I don't know if this is really going to work out. Then she finally moved down here and got in the Cincinnati area, and I kept trying to tell her my whole entire life that, you know, it's not uncommon for 5, 6, 7,000 people to come to a high school game. I finally took her to one, and she got to see it for herself. She realized that I wasn't crazy for telling that, but she still thinks I'm crazy anyway, though. Speaking of Hamilton, wow, it's not every day you get to come back 20 years later and see that your gym that you laced your sneakers up with and played unbelievable games is now a cafeteria that you eat hot dogs and pizza at now. So that took me for a little bit of surprise when I went to look for it the other day, and I realized someone told me that, yeah, you eat food there now. So, but it also goes to show you, too, what this community does, though. They built this amazing facility over here at Hamilton, and I mean, for all the players, like some of the ex-ones said, you know, it's a real honor to play for Hamilton. I mean, I can't speak enough what it's done for me. The other players have shared them same sentiments, and they've sunk a lot of money into the football field and the basketball program, and it shows how much they care about their student athletes and about how much they show about how much this community means to them. So that's why it's really an honor to play for them. Speaking of my dad, my funny story that I have from him, when I figured out I was going to pretty much play, go over to varsity in my sophomore year and start varsity, I was hoping to get the blessings and talk to my mom and dad about it and everything, and my dad was pretty quiet about it, and I couldn't really figure out why. I thought it was going to be a pretty happy time, to play Hamilton varsity basketball at Big Blue. Well, come to find out, behind my back, he's reaching deals to become a Middletown basketball coach. All along, I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I'm going to have my mom and my dad at the game. Not only is he not coming to my games, but I have to live with him and hear about Middletown all the time. Needless to say, the weeks in our household were tough, especially the week leading up to Middletown games. Dad, sorry, pal. We end up splitting, so we don't have bragging rights. So for that, I still love you anyway. I want to end just by saying this. I have a lot of great moments. I mean, I could go on and on and on for hours. The sold-out games on Friday nights, Saturday nights, traveling, playing with some of the great players in the conference, and I could go on and on and on about some of the guys I played with. That could be a whole segment for itself. I could sit here and talk, about 8 threes I scored in a ball game. I could talk about how the Journal News headline once that said Vessely shoots the light out at Millett Hall. But one of the things that will always stick with me is coming in here tonight and celebrate with all you great people. Without you guys, none of us players, this banquet, none of this stuff happens. So again, I want to thank everybody for everything they've done for the community. Thank you very much.